The air in the boardroom was thick, heavy with the kind of tension that owners stuffy, smelling of old leather, stale coffee, and something else, entitlement. I stood at the front, my heart thumping a frantic rhythm against my ribs. This was it. The pitch I had poured my entire soul into for the past 2 years. My company Aura Bloom wasn't just a business to me, it was a mission. A dream to create a skincare line that truly celebrated and catered to the diverse needs of melanin-rich skin.
Our makeup room was a sea of gray and navy suits, a stark contrast to my vibrant dress.
A choice I'd made to project the confidence I was desperately trying to feel. As I set up my laptop, I could feel their eyes on me. Not curious eyes, not encouraging eyes. They were skeptical, dismissive. I heard a low chuckle from the corner, a whisper that wasn't quite quiet enough. Another one of these asterisk pitches, a man muttered. My hands trembled slightly as I clicked the presentation open. I took a deep breath, reminding myself of every late night, every failed formula, every small victory that had led me to this moment. Good morning, everyone, I began, my voice steadier than I expected. My name is Keisha, and I'm the founder of Aura Bloom. Today, I'm here to talk to you about a revolution in skincare. I clicked to the first slide. It showed a beautiful array of black women, all with different skin tones, all glowing. The beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar giant, I explained, yet for decades, it has systematically overlooked a huge segment of its consumer base. A man in the front row, Mr. Harrison, the head of the investment firm, leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, a smirk playing on his lips. He looked bored, like I was wasting his precious time. I moved to the second slide, which detailed market research, statistics, and spending power. I pointed out the glaring gap in the market, the cry for products that weren't just an afterthought. Tinted with a darker pigment and labeled for all, the murmurs started to grow louder. I heard snippets, niche market, limited appeal. Is there really a demand for this? One man even had the audacity to ask, don't the big brands already cover this? I think my wife uses one of those shea butter things. The condescension was a physical blow. They weren't just questioning my business plan. They were questioning my reality, the lived experience of millions of women who looked like me. They saw my passion as a novelty, my mission as a charity case, not a powerhouse business opportunity. My throat tightened. The faces in front of me blurred for a second. The doubt, the dismissal. It was a familiar sting. It was the same look I got when I was the only black girl in my advanced chemistry class. The same whispers I heard when I announced I was starting my own company instead of taking a safe corporate job. For a moment I faltered. The weight of their judgment pressed down on me, threatening to crush the fire I had nurtured for so long. They were trying to make me feel small, insignificant. And for a second, they were succeeding. But then, I looked down at my hands, the same hands that had mixed countless batches of serums, the hands that had typed out every word of this presentation. I thought of my grandmother, who used to tell me stories of making her own beauty remedies from natural ingredients because nothing in the stores was made for her. I thought of the young girls on social media messaging me, asking for advice, feeling unseen by the billboards and magazine covers. This wasn't just for me, this was for them. I straightened my back, my resolve hardening into steel. The fear and hurt morphed into a quiet, focused anger. I met Mr. Harrison's smug gaze directly. That's an interesting point, I said, my voice calm but sharp. It brings me perfectly to my next slide. My finger clicked the button. Slide number 3. The room went silent. Utterly, completely silent. The only sound was the soft hum of the projector. The slide was simple. On the left was the logo of their firm's most successful, multi-million-dollar acquisition from 5 years ago, Mainstream Men's Grooming Company. On the right, in bold, undeniable numbers, was the data. My data. I had spent months digging, analyzing, and cross-referencing. My slide showed that the niche market of black women in the U.S. alone outspent the entire target market of that men's grooming company by a factor of 3, not just on skincare, but on hair care, cosmetics, and beauty products in general. My projections for Aura Bloom, based on conservative market penetration, showed a potential return on investment that dwarfed what they had celebrated as their biggest win. I let the numbers hang in the air, a stark mathematical rebuke to their prejudice. I pointed to the screen.
You call this a niche market?
I said, my voice ringing with newfound power. I call it the most overlooked, undervalued, and consistently profitable consumer base in the modern economy. You see a risk? I see a dynasty. The question is, do you want to be the firm that funded a men's beard oil company? Or do you want to be the firm that empowered a generation of women and saw a tenfold return in the process? The smirks were gone. The crossed arms had unfolded. They were leaning forward now, their eyes glued to the screen. Seeing not a black woman with a little idea, but a businesswoman presenting an unassailable financial case. Mr. Harrison's face was pale. The man who had mentioned his wife's shea butter thing was now scribbling furiously in his notebook. The air had shifted. The power dynamic had been completely inverted. I continued my presentation, my voice filled with a confidence that was now unshakable. I walked them through my formulas, my sustainable sourcing, my innovative marketing plan targeting community building, and my 3-year growth strategy. Every slide was a testament to my expertise, every word a declaration of my worth. They had wanted to see numbers, not passion. So I gave them numbers that were so loud, they deafened the whispers of their bias. When I finished, the silence returned, but this time it was different. It was the silence of consideration, of recalculation, of respect. Mr. Harrison cleared his throat. "Ms. Keisha," he began, his tone entirely changed. "That was impressive. Now we have a lot to discuss." Walking out of that boardroom, I wasn't just walking away with a potential investment. I was walking away with my dignity amplified. That day wasn't just about securing funding. It was about proving that a black woman's vision isn't a niche interest. It's a force of nature. It was about turning mockery into motivation and using their own language, the language of profit and data, to demand the respect my ideas deserved from the start. Orabloom is now a thriving company. Got the funding, and we exceeded every projection I laid out on that slide. But I'll never forget that moment. The moment a single slide, backed by relentless work and unwavering belief, silenced a room full of doubters. It taught me that sometimes the most powerful response to prejudice isn't an argument. It's irrefutable success. Your passion is valid. Your experience is valuable. And your vision, no matter who tries to belittle it, has the power to change the world. Don't ever let anyone make you feel small. Let them underestimate you. It just makes your victory that much sweeter. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's keep empowering each other. See you in the next one.